humanity reached the stars after centuries of struggle. When the first human ship crossed into deep space, no one expected what came next. They were not attacked. They were welcomed. A massive alien fleet appeared near the human ship. The vessels were huge, silent, and ancient. For a moment, the human crew believed this was the end. But instead of weapons firing, a message arrived. "We greet you, humanity." The voice was calm and clear. Not hostile. Not cold. Earth received the message minutes later. Every screen, every satellite, every station repeated the same words. The aliens called themselves the Galactic Alliance, a union of hundreds of intelligent species. They had been watching humanity for a long time. What shocked everyone was not their presence. It was what they said next. After careful observation, the alien leader announced, "We name humanity the chosen race." The world froze. No human leader understood the meaning. Scientists, generals, and historians searched for answers. But the aliens spoke again before questions could be asked. "Among all young species," the voice continued, "humans show rare traits. You adapt quickly. You feel deeply. You survive against impossible odds. These qualities mark you as chosen." Celebrations erupted across Earth. Crowds filled the street. Flags waved. People cried with joy. Humanity was no longer alone in the universe, and not only that, they were special. Governments felt pride. Media called it the greatest moment in human history. Religious leaders spoke of destiny. Artists painted the stars. For the first time, humanity felt united. The Galactic Alliance invited human leaders to a grand ceremony. It would be held on a neutral world, a place of peace. The aliens promised honor, knowledge, and a future among the stars. Earth accepted. A large human delegation traveled to the chosen planet. Soldiers came for protection, but they were told weapons would not be needed. This was a celebration, after all. The planet was beautiful. Blue skies, wide oceans, floating structures made of glowing metal. Alien ships hovered silently above the surface. Thousands of alien beings were present. Tall ones, small ones. Some walked. Some floated. Some did not seem solid at all. Human delegates stood together, looking around in awe. Yet, something felt off. Colonel Aaron Vale noticed it first. He was a military observer, not a politician. He trusted instinct more than words. There were too many soldiers. Alien guards stood everywhere. Their weapons were not hidden. Heavy cannons pointed outward from the city. Warships filled the sky, far more than needed for protection. Aaron frowned. "This feels like a fortress," he whispered to another officer. "Relax," she replied. "They're just being careful." But Aaron watched closely. He saw alien ships moving into position, quietly forming rings around the planet. He saw transport vessels leaving orbit, one by one, as if something was being cleared out. The ceremony began. A massive platform rose from the ground. The alien leader stepped forward. It was tall, wrapped in flowing armor that shimmered like stars. "Humanity," the leader said, "you stand before us as the newest chosen race." The crowd watched in silence. "In the history of the galaxy," the alien continued, "only a few have earned this title." Aaron's heart beat faster. The leader raised one long arm toward the sky. "Every chosen race," it said, "holds great potential." The words sounded right, but the tone felt heavy. "Potential to create," the alien said. "Potential to unite," it continued. "Potential to destroy." The human delegates exchanged nervous glances. The alien paused. "Therefore," the leader said slowly, "every chosen race must be tested." Aaron's blood ran cold. "Tested how?" someone whispered. The ground trembled. The sky darkened, as if a shadow passed over the sun. The glowing buildings around the city dimmed. A deep hum filled the air. Aaron looked up. Alien warships shifted position. Weapon ports opened. Energy built along their hulls. This was not a ceremony. This was a setup. Aaron reached for his communicator. Static answered him. All human channels went silent at once. The alien leader spoke again, its voice echoing across the city. The galaxy cannot risk another chosen race rising unchecked, it said. History has taught us this lesson in blood. Aaron shouted, "Get down!" The first blast struck the far side of the city. The explosion turned light into fire. The shockwave threw humans and aliens alike into the air. Screams filled the streets. The celebration became chaos in a single second. Alien soldiers raised their weapons. Not at the sky, not at threats, but at the human delegation. Aaron saw fear on human faces. Confusion. Betrayal. They had believed the words. They had believed the honor. The alien leader looked down at the burning city and spoke one final sentence before the world collapsed. "You were chosen," it said calmly. "Now we see if you survive." And then, the killing truly began. The city burned. Fire rolled through the streets where moments ago people had stood smiling. Glass towers shattered. The air was filled with smoke, heat, and screams. The ground shook again and again as alien weapons struck with perfect aim. Colonel Aaron Vale pulled himself up from the ground. His ears rang. His vision blurred. Around him, human delegates lay scattered. Some did not move. "This is not a test," he said through clenched teeth. "This is an execution." Alien soldiers moved with calm purpose. Their armor glowed faintly as they fired into crowds of unarmed humans. They did not shout. They did not hesitate. To them, this was routine. Aaron grabbed a fallen guard's weapon. It was heavy, unfamiliar, but it worked. He fired back, hitting an alien soldier in the chest. The being collapsed in shock. For 1 second, everything froze. The aliens had not expected resistance. Then the return fire came. Aaron dove behind a broken wall as energy bolts burned the air above him. Human soldiers scrambled for cover. Many had no weapons. Some used debris. Some used bare hands. They still fought. Across the planet, human blood soaked the street. At the same time, far away, Earth was burning too. Alien fleets arrived without warning. Orbital stations were destroyed first. Satellites vanished in silent explosions. Then the bombardment began. Major cities were hit with precision strikes. Power grids failed. Communications died. Panic spread faster than the fire. Governments tried to respond, but there was no time. The Galactic Alliance broadcast a message to every world. "Humanity has failed the test," the alien voice announced. "They are declared a Class 1 extinction threat." The words echoed through the stars. Back in the ceremony world, Aaron ran with a small group of survivors. They moved through smoke-filled streets, dragging the wounded, avoiding open ground. "Why?" one of the diplomats cried. "Why do this?" Aaron didn't answer. He already knew. They had been afraid. The truth hit him like a blade. Humanity was not chosen because they were good. They were chosen because they were dangerous. Alien history had shown the same pattern again and again. Species that adapted too fast. That person fought too hard. That refused to stay weak. The Alliance did not welcome such races. They erased them. An explosion threw Aaron against the ground. He felt pain rip through his shoulder. He forced himself up. "We're not dying here," he growled. "Move!" They reached a damaged transport ship near the edge of the city. Its hull was cracked. Smoke poured from its engines, but it was still there. As they boarded, alien fighters closed in. The ship lifted off under fire. Energy blasts tore through the air around them. One struck the wing. The craft spun wildly. Inside, humans screamed. Controls failed. Gravity vanished. Then, silence. The ship jumped into unstable space and vanished from scanners. Across the galaxy, similar scenes played out. Human colonies were destroyed. Fleets were ambushed. Supply lines vanished. Entire populations were wiped out in hours. The Galactic Alliance believed the outcome was certain. No species had ever survived being named chosen. But humanity was different. On Earth, survivors gathered in underground bunkers. Military leaders who lived took command. Scientists worked beside soldiers. Civilians volunteered for anything that helped. Fear turned into anger. Anger turned into focus. Human engineers studied alien weapons from crashed ships. They learned fast, faster than the Alliance predicted. Small human fleets began to disappear, not destroyed, but hidden. Alien commanders noticed strange patterns, ambushes, trap, resistance that should not exist. This is impossible, one alien general said. They should be broken. They are adapting, another replied uneasy. Back aboard the damaged transport, Aaron woke hours later. The ship drifted near a dead moon. Life support barely worked. They had escaped. Barely. Aaron looked at the survivors around him. Burned. Broken. Exhausted. Still alive. He smiled grimly. They wanted a test, he said quietly. They're about to get one. Far away, the galaxy watched as humanity bled. It did not yet understand what it had just awakened. Humanity did not disappear. That fact alone confused the Galactic Alliance. According to their records, no chosen race had ever survived the first purge. Most broke within days. Their leaders died. Their people lost hope. Their worlds fell silent. Humans did not. Weeks passed. Then months. Human signals still moved through space. Weak at first. Broken. But alive. On Earth, cities were scarred and burning, yet life continued underground. Vast shelters became command centers. Old subway systems turned into supply routes. Factories moved below the surface. Humanity adapted. Aaron Vale stood inside a hidden base carved into the rock of a mountain. His injured shoulder had healed enough to fight again. Around him, soldiers trained with weapons made from stolen alien technology. They were not perfect, but they worked. Human scientists had taken alien energy cells and changed them. Human engineers had taken enemy shields and found ways to overload them. Human pilots studied alien flight patterns and learned how to predict them. The Alliance had planned for fear. They had not planned for stubbornness. Small human strike teams began attacking supply convoys. They hit fast. They vanished faster. Each attack taught humans something new. Alien commanders grew uneasy. These tactics are inefficient, one said. Yet effective. They should not learn this quickly, another replied. But humans always learned quickly. On a distant colony world, a small human fleet waited in silence near an asteroid field. Their ships were old. Their weapons were patched together. The alien patrol entered the field. Human ships stayed quiet until the last second. Then they struck. Missiles came from unexpected angles. Mines are activated beneath alien shields. One enemy ship lost power instantly. Another crashed into an asteroid. The patrol was gone in under 3 minutes. Human losses, 0. For the first time, an alien fleet commander reported something unthinkable. Humans are fighting back. Across the Alliance, meetings were held. Leaders argued. Some demanded stronger attacks. Others suggested negotiation. They are a failed chosen race, one elder insisted. Finish it. They are adapting faster than predicted, another warned. This is dangerous. Fear crept into their voices. Aaron watched reports on a cracked screen. Each successful strike lifted morale. Each loss hardened resolve. A young soldier asked him, "Sir, do you think we can win?" Aaron paused. "We don't need to win," he said. "We just need to survive long enough." The soldier nodded. Survival was humanity's greatest skill. In secret, humans began sharing their story with other species, not through threats but through truth. Images of burned cities, dead children, broken worlds. Some aliens were horrified. Some were ashamed. A few offered quiet help. Supplies left unguarded. Routes left open. Warnings were sent too late to be noticed. The Alliance did not see the change until it was already happening. Human fleets grew larger, more organized, less desperate. They no longer ran from every battle. They chose them. On a captured alien station, human forces found something unexpected. A data vault, heavily protected, marked with ancient symbols. When they opened it, the truth spilled out. Records of past chosen races. Species that had once been praised. Species that had been tested. Species that had survived the purge. And what they became afterward. Empire builders. Conquerors. Destroyers. The Alliance had feared history repeating itself. Aaron stared at the screen. "So that's it," he said softly. "They tried to kill us because they were afraid of the future." A quiet anger spread through the human forces. Not rage. Focus. If the galaxy feared what humans could become, then humans would decide what that meant. Far away, an alien observer watched a human fleet regroup after battle. The ships were damaged, yet they stayed in formation. "They should retreat," the observer whispered. But the humans did not retreat. They turned back toward the stars. The species that was meant to die was learning how to fight a war. And it was learning fast. The data from the captured station spread through human networks in silence. No cheering. No celebration. Only understanding. Aaron Vale sat with commanders, scientists, and civilian leaders in a deep underground chamber. The room was dark, lit only by holographic screens showing ancient records. Each screen told the same story. A species was discovered. It was praised. It was named chosen. Then it was attacked. Some died quickly. Others survived. Those who survived always changed the galaxy. They weren't monsters at first, a scientist said quietly. They became monsters after the purge. Aaron nodded. The Galactic Alliance feared one thing more than invasion: revenge. The records showed why humanity had been chosen. Not for strength, not for numbers, not for technology, but for will. Humans refused to give up. Humans fought even when defeat was certain. Humans protected their weak and learned from loss. The Alliance believed such traits would one day make humans unstoppable. So they tried to erase them early. They created the future they feared, Aaron said. From that moment on, humanity changed its strategy. No more scattered survival. No more hiding without purpose. Humanity would fight smart. New fleets were built using a mix of human and alien designs. Ships were faster, smaller, and harder to track. Weapons were tuned not for destruction, but for disabling enemy systems. Humans studied Alliance command patterns. They learned how decisions were made, how fear slowed reaction, how pride created blind spots. Then they struck. Human fleets attacked major Alliance supply hubs. Not worlds, not civilians, only military targets. Each attack sent a message. We are not animals. We are not monsters. We are not done. Across the galaxy, smaller species began to talk. Why are the humans sparing cities? One asked. Why do they only strike military targets? Another wondered. Doubt spread like a quiet disease. The Alliance tried to respond with force, but it no longer worked as planned. Human fleets slipped through defenses. Sabotage increased. Communications failed at critical moments. Alien leaders argued. We must end this now, one demanded. We already tried, another replied. And failed. Fear was no longer hidden. Aaron stood aboard a command ship as human fleets prepared for their largest operation yet. The goal was not victory. It was true. Human hackers hijacked Alliance broadcast network. A single message spread across thousands of worlds. Images of Earth burning. Cities destroyed. Children hiding underground. Then words appeared. We were called chosen. We were attacked. We survived. We do not seek your destruction. We seek an end to fear. The galaxy watched. Some Alliance worlds went silent. Others erupted in protest. Several member species withdrew support. The Alliance was cracking. An alien council member whispered, "They are doing what no chosen race ever did." "What is that?" another asked. "They are choosing restraint." For the first time, the Alliance realized its greatest mistake. Humanity was not dangerous because it loved war. Humanity was dangerous because it could control itself. Aaron looked at the stars outside the viewport. They wanted to know what we'd become, he said calmly. Now they're about to find out. Human fleets moved forward, not as a threat, but as a decision. The galaxy held its breath. The Galactic Alliance believed it still had control. Even after months of human resistance, even after lost fleets and broken supply lines, the Council told itself the same lie. Humans are only surviving because we are holding back. That belief became their final mistake. Deep within Alliance space, ancient war engines awakened. These ships were older than most civilizations. They were built for one purpose only: to end wars by ending enemies completely. Alliance admirals gathered before glowing star maps. Human fleets were marked in red, scattered but growing. This ends now, the High Strategist said. No more restraint. The order was given. Every remaining Alliance fleet moved at once. Across human space, warning alarms screamed. Sensors detected a massive movement, thousands of ships, forming into a single advancing wall. On the human command ship Resolute, Aaron Vale watched the data scroll past. They're coming with everything, an officer said quietly. Aaron nodded. He looked calm, but his jaw was tight. They think fear will finish us, he said. It never has. Humanity did not rush to defend Earth. That shocked the Alliance. Instead, human fleets split apart. Small groups vanished into hyperspace. Others moved deeper into enemy territory. The Alliance misread this as panic. They are scattering, an alien commander said. They are breaking. They were wrong. Human strike groups appeared near Alliance command worlds, not attacking cities, not firing blindly. They hit infrastructure. Communication arrays went dark. Navigation beacons failed. Shipyards lost power. Supply depots exploded in silent flashes. Alliance fleets advanced, then found themselves blind. Orders arrived late. The coordinates were wrong. Ships collided while trying to regroup. Human ships moved like shadows. They struck, vanished, and struck again. In one Alliance world, civilians looked up to see human ships orbiting. No weapons were fired. No threats were made. Instead, a transmission played across the planet. We are here, a human voice said. We are not your enemy. Fear spread faster than fire. Alliance leaders demanded retaliation, but local commanders hesitated. Human ships were not attacking civilians. They were not destroying cities. They were making a point. Aaron led a task force straight toward the Alliance core, the most protected region in known space. According to the Alliance doctrine, it was untouchable. Human ships arrived anyway. Defense platforms opened fire. Human vessels weaved through impossible gaps. Some were lost, but not many. Too few. Inside the Alliance core station, alarms screamed. Guards took positions that had never been used before. They're breaching outer shields, an officer shouted. That's impossible. But humanity specialized in impossible things. Human boarding teams cut through hulls and corridors. They moved fast, precisely, and controlled. They stunned guards instead of killing them when possible. That confused the defenders. Why aren't they finishing us? One alien whispered. Because humans were no longer fighting to survive. They were fighting to decide the future. Aaron stepped into the council chamber. The leaders of the Galactic Alliance stood before him. Some were proud. Others were shaking. You've come to end us, one elder said. Aaron shook his head. No, he replied. We came to show you what you failed to understand. He activated a display. It showed destroyed human cities, dead children, burning worlds. Then it showed something else. Human ships pulling survivors from ruins. Human medics treating alien civilians caught in crossfire. Human fleets retreat rather than finish weakened enemies. We were tested, Aaron said. You wanted to see if we were dangerous. He stepped closer. You made us dangerous. Outside the chamber, Alliance fleets began to fall back. Not because they were destroyed, but because they were lost. Human disruption had shattered their coordination. Some Alliance species openly refused orders. Others powered down their weapons. The war collapsed without a final battle. The Alliance had built its power on fear. Humanity had attacked that fear directly. Aaron looked at the Council one last time. "You called us the chosen race," he said. "You just never understood why." Across the galaxy, ships went silent. For the first time, the Alliance did not know what would happen next, and that terrified them more than defeat. The galaxy waited. After the fighting stopped, after the fleets went silent, after the Galactic Alliance collapsed into confusion, no one knew what humanity would do next. History gave only one answer. When a species won a war like this, it ruled. Or it destroyed. That was the pattern every chosen race before humanity had followed. Alien worlds are prepared for the worst. Shelters filled. Fleets stayed powered down but ready. Leaders slept little. Some prayed. Others planned an escape. Human ships did not move. They held their positions near the Alliance core, calm and steady. Aaron Vale stood aboard the Resolute, watching the stars through the wide viewport. The war was over, but his face showed no relief. Victory felt heavy. Too heavy. Around him, human officers waited for orders. Soldiers waited to see if they would be told to strike again. Aaron knew what many expected. Revenge. He had lost family on Earth, friends. Cities he once walked through were gone forever. Every human carried the same scars. The anger was there. But so was something else. Control. A message arrived from the shattered Alliance Council. They requested a final meeting. Not a demand. Not a threat. A request. The meeting took place on the same neutral world where the killing had begun. The city was still damaged. Burn marks covered the streets. Broken towers stood like graves. Humans arrived first. Then the alien leaders appeared, fewer than before. Older. Quieter. Fear sat openly on their faces. No weapons were drawn. Aaron stepped forward. "You tried to erase us," he said calmly. "Tell me why we should not erase you." The question hung in the air. An alien elder spoke at last. "Because we were afraid," it admitted. "And fear ruled us." Another leader lowered its head. "We believed every chosen race would become a conqueror," it said. "So we chose to kill you before you could choose." Aaron listened. He did not interrupt. The elder continued, voice shaking. "We see now what we never understood. You did not become powerful because you were chosen. You were chosen," it said softly, "because you could become powerful without losing yourselves." Silence followed. Human leaders spoke among themselves. Soldiers waited. The galaxy watched through hidden channels. Finally, Aaron raised his hand. "The war ends today," he said. A wave of relief passed through the alien delegation. "But," he continued, "the system that allowed this to happen does not survive." Humanity dismantled the Alliance's military control. Fear-based laws were erased. The old council was dissolved. No executions followed. That shocked everyone. Instead, new representatives were chosen from every species, including those once silenced. Humanity did not rule the council. It watched it. Human fleets withdrew slowly, world by world. Aid ships followed behind them. Food, medicine, technology, not gift, repairs. Some alien species cried openly when human medics treated their wounded. Others struggled to understand why mercy was being offered. A young alien asked a human soldier, "Why help us?" The soldier answered, "Because we know what it's like to be on fire." On Earth, reconstruction began. Cities rose stronger. Defenses improved. Humanity did not forget the war. It learned from it. The title chosen race remained, but its meaning changed forever. No longer a mark of fear. A mark of responsibility. Years later, Aaron stood on a rebuilt balcony overlooking a living city. Children played beneath alien and human flags flying side by side. A historian asked him, "Do you believe the galaxy is safe now?" Aaron thought for a long moment. "No," he said honestly. "But it's better." "And humanity?" the historian asked. Aaron smiled slightly. "We were tested," he said. "Not by them. By ourselves." The stars above shone quietly. Humanity had been named the chosen race, not because it was the strongest, not because it was the smartest, but because, when given the power to destroy everything, humanity chose not to, and that choice changed the galaxy forever.